Hello, today I'll be showing you the Apollo integration for Concert. After you've integrated Apollo, the first time you log in, you should see this Authorize Apollo box pop open for you. If you have not yet integrated Apollo, you'll want to make sure you go to your Account Management tab, which is underneath the initials in the top right corner. Once you click Account Management here, it'll bring you into your Workspace app. In here, you'll be able to see your sales engagement platform that you'd like to integrate with. If this says none, you'll want to change this to Apollo and click Save. Now that we've done that, when you come back in here, you should have that pop-up that we just saw. If that pop-up is gone, no worries. You can do it a couple of different ways. One, you can click up here and where it says please connect, click here to connect Apollo, and then click authorize here. Or you can simply click on the settings tab on the left side of your screen, go to third-party integrations and click authorize here. Once you click authorize, it is going to show you how to create your API key. Once you get the instructions here and you create your API key, you can click the X here to close the box. This will open a new box where you should be putting your API key from Apollo in. In order to create an API key, you can go to your Apollo screen, go to your settings at the bottom left side of your screen, and then go to integrations. Integrations should be right here underneath configurations. Once you're in the integrations tab, you'll scroll all the way down till you see API. On here, you'll click connect. Once you click connect, on the left side of your screen, you'll see API keys. On here, you'll want to make sure that you come in here and create a new key. So you can create a new key just by typing the name. So I'm going to create the key as Concert. I can add a description if I'd like, but I don't have to. And then I can go ahead and choose APIs here, or I can leave this blank and create it as a master key, which is what I'd like to do. I'm going to go ahead and just click Create API Key. Now it lets me know my API key was created successfully. All I have to do now is copy my key from here, and then go back into my settings, put my key right here, and click Proceed. Once I do that, it'll let me know my Apollo has been connected successfully. Now at the top, you'll see one or more Apollo dispositions are not mapped in Concert. All you need to do is click on this banner here. Again, if you didn't click this banner and you wanted to click somewhere else, you could also just click on Call Disposition Mapping right here under Apollo. For Apollo, the call purposes are not mandatory, but we will allow you to map them if you wish. Those include prospecting call, opportunity call, support call, or other call. This is just naming your calls. You don't need to map these over here on the right side, but they are here if you wish to do that. What we do need you to map is the Apollo dispositions. So with Apollo, any disposition that's marked as a connected call will exit your prospect from the sequence. Any call that's marked as a non-connected call will keep them in that step or move them to the next step of your sequence. So right here, we're going to go ahead and click on the drop-down. So you see meeting scheduled is the Concert disposition. I'm going to go through and see if I can find a meeting scheduled in here. So I don't see a meeting scheduled, but I'm going to go ahead and choose connected positive for this one. Follow-up, I'm going to go through, click on follow-up. So you can go through and they can be the same. They don't have to be different every time, but you do want to make sure that you have at least one for each line item. So I'm just going to go through and give a few more in here. You do want to make sure that you're doing all of these dispositions in the list before you click save, because Concert does not let you do just half. And if you don't have all of these mapped, you will end up getting errors when your team starts dialing later. I'm just going to go through and do this. All right, so I'm just going through and choosing a disposition for each one. Some of them I have a perfect disposition to match, some of them I do not. So if I don't have one that's perfect, I just choose the best one for it. Let's see, no answer. Oh, I actually have a hung up one here, so I'm going to change that one. Almost done. Oops. All right, so now that I have all of my dispositions mapped, I'm going to go ahead and click Save. This page does stay available to you, so in case you're going through and dialing and you're like, okay, this doesn't make any sense, you can always come back in and change these at your will. All right, now that I've connected all of my dispositions here, I'm going to go up to my dialer on the top left side. In here, you should now see Apollo on the right side of your screen. And in the type your list name, if you click the drop down, you'll be able to see my pending calls and my manual calls. In here, you should also be able to start typing your list name, go ahead and click on it, and it should upload any prospects that have a step due for that sequence. I don't have any in that one, so I'm just going to go ahead and upload my pending calls. This is going to process. It's going to let me know that I have 11 that I can call. 125 are missing invalid phone numbers, which is okay. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. So now you can see I have all my phone numbers here, but I don't see my mobile phone column. So what I need to do to get my mobile phone column in here is just to click on Customize View. Now that I've clicked on Customize View, I do remember that I don't have the mobile mapped yet for Apollo. So I'm going to go back over here to the Administration tab and click on Custom Fields. Inside of here, you'll see now that there's an Apollo Fields area with drop downs on the right side of your screen. Right here, I'm going to click on the mobile. I'm just going to start typing mobile, choose my mobile, and click Save. Now I have my mobile phone mapped to mobile. I have corporate phone mapped to corporate. If I have any other phone fields, I can add them in here. So I have a direct phone line here. Let's see if we have the direct phone here. Yep, we do. So I'm going to go ahead and click Work Direct and click Save. So now I have a couple of different phone fields mapped here. I can map other areas as well if we have any other ones. So I have a website URL, so I'm going to go ahead and click Save here. Any other drop-downs that you see that you have a field in Apollo for, you can go ahead and choose a field from Apollo to map to our concert field. And of course, if you have any fields that are not shown here, you can click Add a Field, name the field, select the field type, and click Save. Once you do that, it'll show up like this, and you'll just click the drop-down, choose the field, and click Save over here on the top right. If you have any questions on creating fields, please let me know. All right, I'm going to go back over to the dialer screen. Now I'm going to go ahead back to Customize View, and I'm just going to pull that mobile phone to be right next to my phone field at the top. I'm also going to pull my direct phone up just in case I have direct numbers as well. Go ahead and click Apply. So now you can see I have phone, mobile, and direct phone. My mobile and direct phone are blank for this list, but that's okay because maybe on the next list they'll have numbers in them. All right, now all I need to do to begin my session is click Join Audio. Once the audio has joined, go ahead and allow my permissions here. You should only have to allow the permissions the first time you join the audio. After that, it should allow it automatically. Now all I have to do is click Start Session. Please remember whatever phone fields are chosen to the right side are the ones that will be dialed and in the order that they're here. So phone, mobile, direct phone. So I don't have any mobile or direct, so I am going to X out both of those and click Save. Now I can go ahead and start my session, and it'll start dialing this first row right here. All right, I am going to go ahead and hang up that call just so I'm not bothering anybody right now. As you can see, I've hung up the call. Here's my call disposition area where I can choose my call result here. So I'm just going to put follow-up busy, not a good time. I can enter some call notes. All right, now I can even create a follow-up or add a referral. If you click on create a follow-up, down here you'll see all the tabs for the follow-up. You can choose what call activity type it is, whether it's a task or a call. You can choose the subject. It does default to call back. However, you can change it if you'd like. Next steps, if you have next steps for your next call. The follow-up date does default 2 weeks out. So if I want to change this to a week out instead, I can do that. So I can go ahead and choose the 26th. I can choose a reminder if I wish, but I don't need one. And then if I wanted to create a referral, I can go ahead and choose add a referral, add their contact name, title, email, phone, whatever information I got off of this call, and then go ahead and choose to either add to the dialing session, call immediately, or follow up later. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove the referral for now. Down at the bottom, you'll see the next in queue. So it will show me who I'll be dialing next, and I can decide if I want to dial this next contact or if I want to skip this contact. If I click skip this contact, it'll show me the one after that contact, and then I can decide if I'd like to dial them or skip them as well. I can keep doing this until I find the prospect I would like to dial. So here's one I would like to dial. Go ahead and click dial next contact for the next prospect. After I've talked to this prospect, I can go ahead and choose another disposition here. I can either pause my session by clicking save and pause, dial the next contact by clicking dial next contact, or dial the next number if they have more than one number. I am going to go ahead and click save and pause, and I am just going to end my session here. Now, as for the prospects that I have talked to today, I can go to my Apollo and look at those. So I'm going to go ahead and into the Analytics tab, which is our Reporting tab, and I'm just going to go to the All Dials. So you can see I talked to Dan Slater, so if I click on Dan Slater here, he should open up my Apollo window here. All right, so now you can see Dan Slater, and down on the right side, you'll see I had a call with Dan Slater. It'll give you the call duration, the wrap time, the dialed number, the time I called back. I do have a task now scheduled for next week with Dan because I did put a follow-up in. And now I can also go ahead and see if there's any other information here that I need. Go ahead and close this out. One thing I did forget to show you is while you're dialing, you can choose to have the pop screen while you're dialing for that Apollo screen to pop open. So I'm going to go ahead and just check that off now and click save. And I am going to go ahead and just start my session again so that I can call this next prospect so I can show you. All right. Apollo screen has popped open right here.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and hang up that call real quick. Let me grab that screen. So here's my Apollo screen for Isaac. So my Apollo did pop open for me. Now this, if I move it to my other monitor, my next call that I have will go ahead and refresh to the next prospect's information. So Mariah Mary, I'm going to go ahead and click dial next contact. Oh, I do have to choose a result. Just going to click dial next contact here. You should see Mariah show up here. And once you see that, you'll also see the pop screen is now refreshed to her name as well. So in here, I can go through and see if there's anything I need to talk to her about when she answers the phone. All right, so I am going to go ahead and just save and pause this session. Go ahead and end my session here. All right, if you have any questions regarding the Apollo integration, please feel free to reach out to support@concert.com. Thank you.